Welcome to Newsworthy Stories with Jacqueline Jimenez. I have to tell you, today is Giving Tuesday, and nothing impacts a business more than giving. This is really my wheelhouse. This is really where I live. Why I'm always looking for difference makers, especially those who are who are making a difference in the community and just bringing private organizations, private businesses, and collaborating with nonprofits. It is such a winning combination. And so today I'm going to one share some organizations, some nonprofits uh, that I've been able to highlight, over this past year, so that you can consider a place to give. You might want to give, but you're not sure who to give to. Well, I'm going to give you some ideas, some things for consideration. But also, as the show progresses, I'm going to give you a little insight as to why that it's so important to make a social impact with your business. So, I'm going to start out this year with, I think, one of the hardest working people that I have met this year, and that is Robert Chelsea. I introduce you to Robert Chelsea. He is the first African American to undergo a full face transplant. Yes, I mean, literally, someone else's face was put on his face. But what I learned over this year was that often Robert is asked to share his story, but often Robert is not compensated for that, or he's asked to go to different locations, but he's paying for it on his with his own money, which he has enough medical bills. He can't really do that. Plus his limitations, from he was had so many burns over his body, and you'll hear a little bit about it. But Robert Chelsea really is topping my list right now as someone that you should consider supporting so that he can go and share why it's so important for to give a different kind of donation, right? Donation of your organs, donating, become a donor, uh, because it completely changed his life.
This transplant is so different. You don't just take one organ out and put another one in. My head has its own characteristics. My cheeks, my nose, my chin, my lips, they all have to be uh, tied together. The blood vessels, nerve endings, the muscles, all of that has to be tied together, obviously in a very intricate way. And so they all don't necessarily get uh, reconnected from the donor to the recipient. It may not fully get reconnected, or it may not fully operate the same as a normal person.
The best part of all of it, it's all meant well and for the greater good. So I'm incredibly proud of what he has been doing, and I agree we all should support his foundation and help along in this process.
Now, I've been sharing a little bit about the Cyber Bytes Foundation over the last few days, but I want to make sure that if you missed that interview, I want you to see what's happening. It's a former Marine who is taking his expertise in cybersecurity and he's making sure that with all the different cyber technology that's out there and all the innovations, that there is a workforce prepared to handle it.
At Cyberbytes, whose mission is to cyber educate, innovate, and outreach, we not only focus on the individuals, we focus on the small business, and we also outreach to academia, government, and industry so they can collaborate to find the right solutions for the right problems. In terms of the individuals, we focus on youth because you have to start early. And a lot of times, kids don't know their talents and capabilities until it's later in life. If you remember, some of your colleagues probably didn't know what they wanted to do in college. Maybe you and I had the same problem, that we weren't sure what to do in college until we got to college. And then people changed careers 2 or 3 times. We want to hit those kids early. We have our Tiny Cyber Titans programs that targets kids from years 8 to 12. So they can start to do technology-focused summer camps by using Legos. So they don't even know that they're trained for tomorrow's cyber. They're playing with Legos. Then we have the Cyber Titans program, which is your ages 13 to 17. And that is our program where we do things like build your own gaming computer, build your own 3D printer, VR goggles, drone technology. These are camps that are meant to teach you how to build things, how to troubleshoot them, how to create a leadership task at the end of the week. And ultimately, you take this technology home, all of which is vetted and clear. Then we take our 18-year-olds through whatever age you want to call it, and we do cyber courses like Security Plus, Network Plus, 8 Plus, CISSP, a whole host of courses. Not only do we plant a seed with the training and certification, we fertilize those seeds on the second floor. Notice I go from the first floor of the Quantico Cyber Hub, which is where we live, to the second floor of the Cyber Hub. When we fertilize the seeds, how do we do that? We take those trained, capable cyber warriors, we certify them through our in-house PSI and peer review testing centers, national testing centers that are approved, and we bond them with small businesses that are innovators in our second floor cyber labs. The American Cyber League, which is where we actually have a consortium of small companies, get to interact with these students. So see, the instruction of tomorrow is not the traditional classroom. It is where the classroom becomes a multi-level learning environment. The instructor is teaching, the student is teaching by asking the instructor questions, and then the real life scenarios and operational capabilities through small businesses are coming in to influence the curriculum that we have. So our curriculum is constantly evolving. Our certifications are organic to what's happening. And ultimately, that innovation with small businesses is happening because as these small businesses see these cyber warriors being trained, certified, and educated, they want to hire them. And then we're stimulating the economy by creating another workforce opportunity.
There are definitely many nonprofits to give to, but this is one that is going to help secure our country at a time when it's needed most. And so I just wanted to introduce you really to Cesar Nader and to give him a little platform, as we're going into this season of giving full force. And I want to know, is there anything else that we should know right away? Go to the cyberbytesfoundation.org, see all the different opportunities, that are available, but just to get to know them, understand who they are, partner with them, sponsor them.
I will say, if you guys, if you want to help us out, because our mission is to try to train tomorrow's workforce so you can have a capable cyber warrior, so we can have a small business industry level robust capability, which, as you know from COVID, a lot of the small businesses had to close. But also we can have a place where government comes to look for solutions for all cybersecurity technologies. There are 3 ways that you can donate on Giving Tuesday. And don't think just Giving Tuesday is the only day you can donate. Donate throughout the year, right? Today, tomorrow, and any time. You can donate for our youth programs, to our Cyber Titans or Tiny Cyber Titans, our summer camps. You can also donate for our Crossroads programs. That allows us to train specifically and for free any veteran, first responder, women in business, underserved communities, and underrepresented groups that really can actually benefit from this, but they don't have access to technology. And finally, if you have an organization, a company, a small business, become a member of the ACL. Your contribution, that membership, goes to fund the programs that we are trying to expand. So go to cybervicefoundation.org, click the donate button, and pick your program. It is a buffet of opportunities. You decide. You can give a child a summer camp, you can give a veteran or a first responder or any of those groups that I mentioned an opportunity, or you can get your small business integrated with us, where we actually put you on either contracts, grants, or we help fundraise to make sure that our programs are live.
Again, that's cyberbytesfoundation.org. You can go there and you can learn more about it. Now, one of the things that Caesar was talking about was collaborating with large businesses or small businesses to participate in his program to support what was happening. And I really, even in my handbook, How to Get Television News Coverage, it's easier than you might think, I talk extensively about how collaborating with the nonprofits in your area. I say go 2 miles north, south, east, west, and determine which nonprofits in your area that you can support, because understanding that you are not just serving just anybody, you're serving your community. And when the community understands that you're not just out to make a dollar, that you actually care about the community you're serving, your dollar, your giving goes so much further than just one organization, because then that organization is going to tell others about what you've done, about what you're doing. And it actually changes the perception of when people drive by your nonprofit. They might not even know what you do, but if they see that you are helping nonprofits in your area, you no longer are just a business that does blah, whatever it is that you do, right? You become a leader in the community. And the more you do, you become a leader in the state, a leader in the nation. And that is one of the main reasons that I say nothing impacts a business more than giving. Because when you are giving, you're giving more than just to one organization. You're giving to all the families that they're giving to, that they're helping. And so when people say, gosh, even to that organization, how are you able to do all this? Well, they'll mention your business and they'll say, yeah, that business does cybersecurity. But you know what? They really care about the community. They really want to make an impact. And so they're helping by doing this. They're helping by supporting. And so I can't even begin to tell you, it's actually one of the main reasons why Newsworthy Stories was born. In fact, when I worked for CBS 4 in Miami, I worked with Neighbors for Neighbors. And Neighbors for Neighbors is a nonprofit that was born out of Hurricane Andrew. And it was my job to help. Their slogan is bring together those in need. Through the media, we would tell a story about the need. And then typically it was a small business or a large business that would answer that call, whatever that request was. And we would tell a follow-up story as to how that business helped. And that changes. That's a personal branding move. That changes your image, how people perceive your business. You're not just a business anymore. When you're giving, you're doing so much more than just handing over a check. And let me say this also, especially since we are in, some people are saying, look, I'm I need someone to give to me, you know, with, the prices at the grocery store, a lot of people are in need. But what I can tell you that even if you have $5, $1, with the power in numbers, your dollar is going to go so far. So don't think you don't have enough to give. That is a big misnomer. People think, oh, I have to give so much. If we're all giving a little, it's going to do a lot. So let me go on to my next person. The next organization I want to talk about is the need for mental health. Right? We always hear about it when it's after the fact. But there are resources out there like the Healing Arts Institute that offer no cost mental health services. What a reward is that? No cost mental health services. And we want you to know about it. It's something that needs to be supported all year long. That's a thing about Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is not just give on Tuesday. Give every Tuesday, or give once a month on Tuesday, or give twice a month on Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is a reason to remember to give, but organizations like the Healing Arts Institute, they need supporters all year long. So I'm asking you to support them all year long because the need for mental health is growing and growing, especially with a economy that's right now is just causing so many families to struggle, or even the workforce to be stressed out. People need to understand how to cope. So here's a look at the Healing Arts Institute and why it exists.
As the pressures of this life are reaching a boiling point, the reality of dealing with our mental health wellness is becoming more and more evident in every aspect of our lives. Now, Dr. Thelma Tenney, a licensed marriage and family therapist and founder of the nonprofit Healing Arts Institute, is making sure people who need help coping get it, whether they are insured or not.
If you don't have healthy boundaries, that's when your mental health is going to deteriorate because you're trying to be any and all to everything and everybody.
Dr. Tenney knows this firsthand. She began the nonprofit after her son Carter was diagnosed with Asperger's and felt a need for mental health services herself.
The anxiety, the stress, the depression, the guilt of feeling like, what did I do wrong? What could I have done different? Not really having a support system designed for me. What would you like to tell the kids who maybe have a diagnosis like you have, maybe autism or ADHD or something? What do you want to tell them?
That it's it's okay to feel different, and when you're upset, um, really upset, just talk to someone you trust.
It's a big difference to walk into an office and someone can identify with you that looks like you, that talks like you, that has the same background, the same aspirations, the same upbringing. So it really makes a difference. And not having that was my motivation to provide that for other moms.
What the mission for Healing Arts is to end stigma around mental health in marginalized communities. And when you grow up around it, people don't realize that they're growing up in trauma because you're around it. But it forms who you are in some way. It makes you have an edge to you, or it makes you afraid of something. And Healing Arts is trying to say, no, it's okay to ask for help.
Sometimes it's like maternity. You don't know that you have to elect for maternity care until you're pregnant and you can't use it. So That's where the underinsured come in. They have health insurance, but it doesn't have mental health component to it. And then there's just those who don't have insurance at all.
Dr. Tenney's team is armed with extensive credentials, interactive techniques, and original handbooks. As a licensed sexologist, she also specializes in generational trauma and couples therapy. She has also authored a comprehensive workbook with her former professor and now colleague.
My experience and my other colleagues' experiences around things that are happening or relationship problems during the pandemic, people are realizing that they have things that they just cannot work out without a professional. And so I would say she probably get everything from stuff that's happening in the bedroom to stuff that's happening in the boardroom. This is our book, and it is basically a plan for people who are already married and they didn't ask the questions they should have asked beforehand, or people who are planning to get married. And it's like a business plan, just like a mission statement, the whole bit, goals, everything that goes with that, budgeting, everything that would be a part of a relationship once a person got married.
Dr. Tenney believes in the benefits of mental health services so much that she and her staff take their own advice, holding group therapy for the therapist.
So one of the things that I loved is that we actually drew a picture, and then we actually kind of analyzed each other. And it really was like a healing of just being able to share. So we already know 10% or 50% of really why we feel better is because we actually feel heard by whenever we're talking. And so could you imagine when a group of clinicians are helping each other? It just felt like there was no judgment.
It's different when you are with people who know what they're doing rather than having someone who got a 5-minute introduction of this is how the meeting's supposed to go and this is what you're supposed to talk about. You need people who are trained, number one. You can't just have someone from HR do it.
Healing Arts Institute is not only looking to serve clients in-house or online, but on location.
What Healing Arts has to offer, well above and beyond so many others, is our willingness and our ability to go into schools and work with the officials, work with the kids, in a natural and symbiotic relationship. We want to be able to bring what we have to offer out of the office and into the environments where these kids are and these people are who actually need that help.
And if you're questioning the benefits of mental health services, Carter's confidence has led him to create his own line of golf apparel and often plays in golf tournaments. You can learn more about the Healing Arts Institute at healingartssfl.org.
Of course, Dr. Tenney is the mother of Carter Bonus, who is the teenage CEO of Spectrum Golf. And Carter has also created a nonprofit that he realized after really all the exposure he has received over the last 3 years of him telling his story, is that everyone can afford golf. And so he started a nonprofit to teach children who might not be exposed to golf, and also veterans who may not be in a position to afford golf. And he started teaching them how to play. And with the help of the Broward County Sheriff's Office, he even provides equipment. So when they come and they practice and they play and they stay for a little while, they get their own golf clubs. So here's a look at a story that talks about it and some help that he received this year.
So the flag is right down there. So you want to aim at that white pole, all right? Yeah.
13-year-old Carter Bonus of Spectrum Golf giving free golf lessons through his nonprofit, Carter Spectrum Golf. But this time, it was different. He now has 2 high school age interns learning business skills from him and, of course, the game of golf. It's a partnership through the Junior Achievement Program.
So when you go through, you want to feel like your right shoulder is going to the ground. One thing I have taught my interns is how to do business taxes. And I believe that's very important if you want to have your own business. Because if you can't pay taxes for your business, you can't have a business. So I think that's one of the most important skills to have. Well, my interns are helping me with running my website and filling out orders, and most importantly, marketing. Because I think we need marketing so people go to our website and order stuff. Some responsibility I have in gaming is creating social media posts for Carter's company, as well as email campaigns and videos, and that's pretty much my job. And inventory on the clothes, the hats, and that's really it. That's my responsibilities. Even though I've been horrible at golf so far, I want to keep going because I know that if I keep practicing, I'll eventually get it.
The intern's not only learning from Carter, but also from his mom, Dr. Thelma Tinney, who is a family therapist and coach who founded a nonprofit in Carter's honor called Healing Arts Institute.
I love how Dr. T has been able to give me sneak peeks of what she does on what's her life as an entrepreneur. I love all the insight I'm able to get. I've learned a lot. I've learned a little bit more about how businesses run, on the work you have to put in, all the calls you have to do, just to be able for your business to run. It's a lot of work, but how I see it, it's definitely worth it to keep this amazing company running.
What? I think I got that one.
So you want to make sure it's in the middle of your body? Come on. Yep.
Nice.
I brought my daughters to practice with Cutter. Cutter is their teacher, their coach for golf. It was very exciting to find somebody that would explain the game to them in kind of like their own language, be very patient, dedicated. So really enjoy it.
On this day, Carter, who created his own line of golf apparel, which Carter, the students, and interns are wearing, showing the importance of knowing the product and the game. Carter became Sports Illustrated Sports Kid of the Year in 2022 for creating it and is now considered the youngest golf CEO in the country.
Instructing my little one how to, play golf and do it, properly. And, he's just loving it. He loves the program. He loves Carter. He loves everything. And he's doing pretty well, actually. Pretty good.
Make sure this foot stays down when you go back.
Naya Zabe. Oh, I think I got that. Awesome.
We started out with 64 kids, which was overwhelming for us. But golf is not for everyone. So now we're down. Everyone played. Not everyone liked it. Not everyone was willing to stick in there to push past to see the results. But the 20, 25 or 30 so kids that are still in the program, they're awesome. They love it. They're thriving. They all have their own golf sets. So they're playing every day at home. Their parents are telling us. So I think it's just amazing.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
To learn more about Carter Bonus and Spectrum Golf, go to carterspectrumgolf.com.
So I also had the opportunity this year to tell you about the Lord's Gift House, which is located in Pompano Beach, Florida. And it is a part of the First Baptist Church, or connected to the First Baptist Church there. And they serve the homeless, but it's really a gift house, a shopping store for the homeless. And they have everything set up, by sizes and, kids, women's clothing. But they also need volunteers. So they need not only contributions, dollars, they need physical donations, because what happens is they come in, the homeless come there for breakfast on Saturday morning, and then they go shopping, for the goods that they need. And they get shoes, everything, you know, clothes for kids, and they get food, they go home, they get um, hygiene, dental supplies, and things like that. And what I like about the Lord's Gift House is that they also take used items. Um, and to me, the people who come in there are just so particularly grateful for everything that they're given. I mean, they're so excited to go shopping. And the Lord's Gift House gives them more than, it's not like, come in, come get your stuff. It's like they get a helper, a personal shopper that helps them shop. And it's just a lovely atmosphere. So I recommend the Lord's Gift House in Pompano Beach as another place that you might give.
During the week, we collect donations, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have volunteers opening
And
the
sorting.
bags and sorting,
Okay.
hanging.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And so, yes, we're very organized.
It is very organized. Yeah.
Sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts, warmer clothing,
Okay.
the jeans and the shorts at the other side,
Okay.
and the t-shirts at the back.
Okay.
Let's walk on through.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Larry Hammett, and I'm the director here at the Lord's Gift House in conjunction with First Baptist Church of Pompano Beach, Florida. I just want to let you know that we help those who are in need as well as those that are homeless, and we provide food and clothing for those each Saturday between 7:30 and 12:30. We have a need for volunteers to help us sort, organize, and get these things ready for Saturday. This occurs Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. until noontime. And we would welcome all volunteers to come in. Right here, we have a men's variety of footwear. We have sneakers as well as dress shoes. And for those who cannot find the appropriate size for footwear in shoes or sneakers, we do have flip-flops, Crocs, as well as beach shoes. So we make sure they go away with something on their feet that they can use. We have an assortment of clothing and accessories as needed. We have a variety of shirts, pants, shorts, undergarments, as well as socks. And for those that desire sunglasses, readers, we have those, as well as belts, hats, and undergarments for incontinence purposes. So we'll take donations of food as well as clothing. Some of our food needs are canned vegetables, canned meats, as well as rice and beans, and then as well as beverages that we can mix up. In the ladies section, we are also in need of purses as well as undergarments, sports bras, underwear, as well as certain accessories as belts and hats. We would welcome all sorts of team building here. In the past, we've had high school sports groups come in and support us, as well as Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts groups, and any type of corporate team building would work well here, and we would greatly welcome it. So come on down. We would love to see you here. Give it a try, and possibly it would be a good fit for you. Wherever God leads, I'm sure He'll make places available for you to fit in. And we would welcome you to come in and try the Lord's Gift House here in Pompano Beach, Florida, and see how enlightening and blessing it is to us as well as those who we serve. Thank you.
Now, I learned about the Lord's Gift House through Parker's Church. We had a chance to serve there. And this time of year, Parker's Church gives to what they call the Lottie Moon offering. So, Lottie Moon was a missionary, one of the first female missionaries who went to China by herself and made a huge impact and really came back to encourage others to become missionaries. And so every year, they hold the Lottie Moon offering. And so the Lottie Moon offering actually goes to help the International Mission Board send people to different places. And here's a little look at what that would be like.
From the Great Commission in Matthew 28 until the Great Multitude in Revelation 7, God invites us to join Him in the Great Pursuit. In a world filled with diverse cultures, languages, and people, we are unified in this mission, His mission. Since 1845, IMB missionaries have embarked on a journey to share the gospel, make disciples, and plant churches in places where Jesus is not yet known. But the task is monumental. Billions are still unreached, living without the hope and love of Christ. In 2023, over 879,000 people heard the gospel, 141,000 people believed, and 116,000 were baptized. Yet, so many more still wait for their chance to hear and believe. Lostness is not just a statistic. It's an eternal reality for billions of souls. But amidst the challenges, there's hope. The Great Pursuit is a faithful journey fueled by love, compassion, and the unwavering belief in the transformative power of the gospel. Stories of redemption, reconciliation, and restoration inspire us to press on. Our vision is rooted in Revelation chapter 7, verse 9. A multitude from every corner of the world, united in worshiping Jesus Christ. You are called to play your part in this vision. Whether you pray fervently, give generously, go boldly, or send faithfully, your role is vital in the Great Pursuit. Join us in solving the greatest problem in the world, lostness. Together, we spread the message of hope and salvation to every nation, tribe, and tongue. This is the Great Pursuit.
So if you want to give to the Lottie Moon offering, you can go to parkridgechurch.com. There are so many nonprofits that you can give to. The important thing is to find one that you can collaborate with, compliment, just give, especially if they're in your community. I know here in South Florida, the Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber of Commerce, it hosts like every month a social impact breakfast. And I mean, there's always 100 different people, organizations in that room, between businesses that want to collaborate and nonprofits. I'm sure they have them probably in. So if you don't, organize one, right? But that is probably one of the most powerful meetings that takes place every month in South Florida. It's a great place to meet new nonprofits that you might not know about, but understand who's vetted, which ones are actually doing what they say they're going to do. It's really important. Nothing impacts a business more than giving. I talk about it in my handbook. It's one of the main reasons Newsworthy Stories is born, because one of the easiest ways to get news coverage is not a story about your business. It's a story about how your business is impacting the community. And when you collaborate with a nonprofit, that makes a better story. When it's not about you, when it's about how you're impacting the community. And I think that when you start doing it, that love for that impact or that purpose that comes with it, it's so much greater than handing over a check. They need both. Believe me, they need both. But understanding that your business is actually changing lives, nothing is greater. Nothing's greater than serving. It's my favorite thing to do. I encourage you to do it today. Thanks for watching Newsworthy Stories with Jacqueline Jimenez.